Hey, house guests, welcome to today's BB23 updates and spoilers. Hope you're all having a great Saturday so far. Our house guests of the day are Tiffany Green and Kimani McGee. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests today, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. As BB said, it's only $1 for a holla. Am I okay? I hope so. But thank you guys again. And I want to thank yesterday's super chatters because you guys are also amazing. And that's a great way to support this channel and keep us doing what we're doing. So Eric N, Adley Bruges, Derek Johnson, Lisa, Jefferson Tucker, Jessica Noe, Kristen Gem, Gail Murphy Comedy, and Nini Girl. Thank you all so much for the super chats yesterday. I got my secrets here just in case. I got my water, and I'm ready to party. Alex Garza, thank you so much for the super chat and for the hilarious sticker. All right, so let's get started. When we left off yesterday, the feeds were down for the coin of destiny. Oh, Julie, she's never going to live that down. She was freaking out of control on Thursday. But first, they had the nomination ceremony, and as expected, Tiffany nominated Kyland and Sarah Beth for eviction. And we also know Xavier was automatically the third nominee up on the block because of one of his punishments from last week's Power Veto competition. And this is his last punishment that he has to deal with before those are all done. So Sarah Beth is the target this week, but Tiffany is telling Sarah Beth that Kyland is the target. Not sure that Sarah Beth is really buying that. I think she's kind of like confused about what's going on here, but we'll get there. So anyway, the feeds were down nearly 6 hours for the Coin of Destiny. So just a reminder here, it's 250 BB bucks to play for that coin. And in the high rollers room, the house guests received one final round of BB bucks from America. And this is not confirmed, but I believe this is the breakdown for the final week. It sounds like the recipients of 100 BB bucks were Hannah, Tiffany, and Claire. 75, Alyssa, Xavier, and Derek F. So he moved down. And 50, Azah, Sarah Beth, and Kyland. Okay, interesting. Plus, the house guests got to open their envelopes from after the HOH competition, and each envelope contained 50 to 100 additional BB bucks. So I don't know what everybody got in their envelopes, but anyway, when the feeds come back, we learned that Claire won the Coin of Destiny. Wow! And not only did she win it, but she must have correctly called heads or tails because Claire dethroned Tiffany as the HOH this week. So Tiffany had to move out of the HOH room and everything. I mean, I guess she got to keep her pictures and her letter, but and her snacks, of course. But she doesn't get the room anymore. The room will not be used this week. She didn't get to keep her music or anything like that. So it's pretty wild. Also, she doesn't have the power of the HOH anymore. But Tiffany will be eligible to compete for HOH next week. So that's pretty sick. Good for her. And I believe Claire will also be able to compete for HOH next week because this is an anonymous power this week. So they can't just be like, Claire, for no reason, you can't compete for HOH next week. You know? So I believe she will also be eligible. But anyway, Claire left the nominations the same, which means we've got Kyland versus Sarah Beth on the block. And Xavier wasn't going anywhere with that Coin of Destiny. He is still up there as a third nominee because he can only come down with the Power Veto. And Xavier, if he wins the Power Veto, there will not be a replacement nominee for him. But if Kai or Sarah Beth win the veto, Claire will anonymously choose the replacement nominee this week. Interesting. Okay. So Claire, Tiffany, and Hannah were chatting in the HOH room as Tiffany was trying to get all of her stuff out of there. And Tiffany says she is willing to take the blame for Claire this week. They don't need to tell everybody that Claire won. So Claire's like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if that makes sense for me and my game. But Hannah agrees. Yeah, Tiffany should just insinuate that she played and dethroned herself so that Claire can stay under the radar here. And then you two can collaborate on what you want to do for the rest of the week. So Claire's like, you're right. She agrees. She's on board with it. So Tiffany says, all I got to do here is tell Big D that I won, and it'll get out to the rest of the house. Okay, so Claire is not sure if Big D even played for the Coin of Destiny. After all that last week, all of that thinking that he was going to be the only one able to play, and he was making all these plans for when he won HOH and the coin, and he might not have even played, because she felt like she had a bad score in the competition, and she still won. So it sounds like Big D either didn't play or he just threw the competition. Interesting. All right. Meanwhile, Sarah Beth is crying in the coral bedroom, and Kyland is comforting her. Kyland's like, what's the matter? For real? What do you think the matter is? So Sarah Beth says she just feels defeated. She says, unless I'm just completely missing something about the dynamic of this house, for me, it just, and then the feed's cut. Bleh. Is she referring to like a secret alliance a la the Cookout? I don't know. But when the feeds come back, she says, someone who had a secret opportunity to nominate people chose us, you know? If one of us is staying on the block, like, we're going to go home. And Kyland says, probably. It's going to be Sarah Beth. So Sarah Beth says, I would feel better about it if I thought that people were looking at this game objectively and making long-term choices like I was. She says, I should have known that that's not what people were doing. People just want to do what feels good right now. So she says, I feel like I don't have any fight against that. I'm not saying I won't try, but I do feel defeated right now. So she feels like this is some sort of a personal move, because she's thinking, if somebody had the opportunity here to do this anonymously and put up whoever they want, why go after her and Kyland? She feels like there are much bigger fish to fry here. So she's confused. But she's missing that the Cookout exists. So anyway, Sarah Beth says, did I say that? Okay. Kyland encourages Sarah Beth to fight for the power of veto. Did I say that? Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and win the veto. But Sarah Beth is also just trying to figure out who won the Coin of Destiny. She's asking, like, do you think that Big D did win and he just kept us up here? And Kyland says no. The odds of that are very low. Sarah Beth also mentions that she thinks that Xavier is going to win this whole thing. I mean, I think he's got a really good shot at it. Okay, excuse me. So then a little later, Tiffany chats with Xavier and Big D in the yacht club bedroom. And Tiffany says, all right, I let Kyland know that to everyone else, I won the Coin of Destiny and I dethroned myself. Wink, wink. But she confirms, no, Claire actually did win it. But this is the story that they're going with for now, because she doesn't want to put any pressure on Claire. Say, like, somebody wins the power of veto and they're trying to get a specific person up on the block. They don't want Claire to be pressured about that. So Tiffany wants to keep this on the down low. But Tiffany says, I can play for HOH again next week. I got my letter. I got my pictures. That's all I care about. You know, this is freaking great. So she feels like, even though she can play for HOH next week, she's thinking she should probably throw it, because Claire or Alyssa are going to be the Cookout's next targets. So Tiffany doesn't want to have to be the one to take out Claire if Alyssa were to win power of veto or something. So Tiffany says, if Alyssa and Claire are already out of the competition, if it's something that she can throw, then she'll throw it. But if they're still going for it, then she's going to go for it too. Okay. So after Xavier chats with Hannah, and I have to mention Hannah rocking the blanket with the sunglasses look a la Audrey from season 17. Love it. So Xavier says he heard Kyland's tripping. Like, what's going on here? And Hannah says, well, Kyland was upset that he wasn't filled in on the plan, that we wanted to make it so that Claire was the only one playing for the coin of destiny. And Hannah says, it's not like we went out of our way to not tell Kyland about it. He was just with Sarah Beth all morning, so we couldn't get to him. But Hannah says, we did end up telling him anyway. He's just mad that he found out 30 minutes after everyone else. So now Hannah says that Kyland is saying that he wants to win HOH again next week. No, because he doesn't like feeling like he doesn't have all of the information. He's feeling a little in the dark this week. So he doesn't like that, and he wants to go for the HOH next week. But that is not what everybody else in the cookout wants. So Xavier and Hannah agree. He's on a power trip right now, and they feel like he doesn't know how to be a team player. So they're wondering, is he going to go for this power of veto too? Because they don't want him to go for that veto. They want him to stay up on the block. Not because they're voting him out, but it's just all part of their master plan. So, yeah, they're not happy with Kyland. But Azah and Sarah Beth had a chat in the yacht club bedroom. And Sarah Beth, it's time for some water. Oh my goodness. Sarah Beth asks how Azah is feeling about this week. And Azah says she's feeling okay because she's cool with Tiffany. And then Azah's talking about how it's getting more and more difficult to see people leave as they get deeper into this game. You know, it's people that you've formed really strong connections with, you've been working with. So then she asks how SB is doing. And Sarah Beth says, it sucks. You know, she felt okay being nominated by Tiffany because Tiffany was very upfront with her about it. She knew where Tiffany was coming from. But this whole anonymous nomination, this one was a surprise to her. She was not expecting this. And Azah's like, oh crap, I completely forgot that Tiffany's not even HOH anymore. It's easy for Azah to forget because she knows she's not in danger right now. So Sarah Beth says, yeah, the anonymous HOH really felt like a chance for someone to make a big move without getting blood on their hands. You know, this is the chance for someone to nominate people that maybe you wouldn't take a shot at if everyone was going to know about it. Maybe go after a big target. I don't know. So she felt really surprised that they still put up her and Kyland. So she says this means one of two things. It either means there's stuff going on in this game that I have no idea about, or she says that means that this was a personal move against me and Kyland. So she says, even if I do stay this week, it does not look good for me. Because if she just has no idea about something that's going on in this house, yeah, it's not going to be good for her. And she says, I'm probably going to go home if the nominations stay the same. Yeah. All right. So Azah says, I wouldn't take any of this personally. And you still have the power of veto tomorrow, so it's not over yet. But Azah says she has no idea who won the coin. But honestly, she says she probably would have done the same thing. She would have kept the nominations the same because then she could keep it a secret that she won the coin. And then if you're going to make a big move, make it after the power veto competition. And Sarah Beth is like, that is another possibility. I didn't really think of that before. Maybe somebody's just waiting to make a bigger move. No. Okay, so then Sarah Beth is like, Azah, did you put me up? And Azah says no. I would have been more upfront with you about it. So they share that they both got $50 from America every week. Yikes. So did Kyland. And they feel like America doesn't like them. I think Azah is wonderful. I don't know. I guess she just hasn't really done that much in the game. Plus, she hasn't really been in danger. So I could see why America hasn't given her more money. But, like, as far as Sarah Beth, didn't she, like, tell America to wipe their butts with their BB bucks or something like that? So, I mean, you can't do that and, like, laugh about taking out America's favorite, Derek X. You can't do things like that and then expect America to reward you for that, you know? Okay. So anyway, after this conversation, Azah was talking to the cameras. This is so sad. Azah says, I spent a lot of today just questioning so many things about myself. She says, outside of this house, I'm not like that. I've never been so insecure. She says, this game has brought out a lot of insecurities over some BB bucks. That's so sad. So Azah says she came in thinking that she was going to kill it, but she just can't seem to win a competition yet. And she feels like she's viewed as weak within her alliances, within her team. So she's saying she really wants to start winning competitions so that she can build up her resume. She feels like she can still win this thing. And I gotta say, it's not too late. If she really started like winning things and making moves here, she could still definitely make a case for herself, especially since the Cookout is going to have to go against each other soon. So there's still a lot of game left to be played. But anyway, later, Sarah Beth and Big D were chatting in the yacht club bedroom, and Sarah Beth is asking if he would be interested in playing in the POV competition if she gets House Guest Choice. And Big D says, well, I haven't really done well in Veto so far, but that, if I do play, that will give you or Kyland a better chance to win. That's something. I mean, Sarah Beth doesn't really have anyone else to ask. Her only other real ally is on the block with her. So Sarah Beth says, I kind of want to pick someone who will use it on me or Kyland. And Big D's like, oh yeah, I would. 100% I would use it on one of you two. He would not. But anyway, in other news, last night, the Cookout all met up in one room for the first time ever this season. The first time. It was day like 52 or something? That's freaking wild. But this happened like after 10 p.m. I think it was closer to midnight. So that means they had to wake up Xavier to join them. Because X goes to bed so early. That's insane. But anyway, it's incredibly impressive that they've gone this whole time without meeting up all together once. You could tell they were really giddy just to all be in the room together. It was actually really cute. And they're also excited that they're getting so close to their goal of all making it to the final 6 together. So Tiffany says, all right, we're going to make it official. They all put their hands in, Cookout on 3, 1, 2, 3, Cookout, woo! And Tiffany says in a few weeks, we won't have to hide anymore. We can just do whatever, we can just hang out all together. It's going to be great. All right. So this morning, they had the Power Veto player picks. And this week is different because the HOH has been dethroned. The current, I guess I can't even call Claire the HOH. She's like the coin of destiny holder, I guess. I don't know. That's anonymous. So they can't just be like, Claire, who do you want to play for you? So instead, and also think about this, there is a third nominee up on the block. So the 3 nominees are each drawing for another player. And there's no HOH playing this week. So the players are Sarah Beth, Kyland, and Xavier. And then the 3 extras are Claire. So Claire does get to play. Hannah. And then Xavier drew freaking Alyssa again. Insane. It's wild how many times she's played now and how many times Xavier has picked her. Crazy. So Azah is hosting the competition. And just a reminder about this POV, the Cookout does not want Kyland. Obviously, they don't want Sarah Beth to win because Sarah Beth is his target. But the Cookout also does not want Kyland to win the Power Veto because then Claire would be picking the replacement. And, they're not 100% sure what she would do. Claire is telling Tiffany she would probably put up Alyssa. Of course she would. I mean, again, everyone outside of the Cookout just doing the Cookout's dirty work. But still, the Cookout will be pissed if Kyland does not throw this competition. So we'll see what happens there. But it's been a pretty chill / boring day with the house guests just waiting for the Power Veto competition. At one point, Xavier was talking to the cameras in the choral bedroom, and he says, should be a fun competition. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. And he asks, am I nervous? And he makes a face and then he's like, do I want to win it? He says, I see pros and cons with either. He says it's going to be an in-the-moment decision if he's going to go for it or not. But he says as long as Sarah Beth doesn't win, that's pretty much all that matters, right? And he says he might even try to throw the competition to Kyland so that the people in the cookout won't trust Kyland even more. Oh, damn! Okay, Xavier. Wow. So he's like, is that evil? Slightly. He says it depends how comfortable I feel being on the block still. I mean, I kind of like the side of Xavier. It's pretty freaking wild. So he says, overall, it should be a fun day. All right. So then a little later, the feeds went down for the Power Veto competition. I believe they are still down right now. Let me just check to be 100% sure. But I will be posting the winner of the Power Veto competition in the info box. Yeah, they're still down. Of the spoiler. Thank you.
Oh,
So,
no coffee.
I know, right? Amazing. So if you guys want to check back later, I will have the info for you.
Don't get flustered. Those are out of order.
Okay. So I want to thank today's super chatters because you guys are awesome. Alex Garza, thank you so much. Darby C, thank you so much. And Darby has a question. Why is SN Sarah Beth?
I probably.
Okay, why does Sarah Beth assume she's the target and not Kyland? I don't know exactly. I feel like
because she was such an evil witch last week.
I mean, yeah, like her conversations with Tiffany, she knows that Tiffany was not happy that she took out DX last week. Also, she was saying something to Azah about how she feels like people might want to keep Kyland around because they feel like they could work with him more than they would be able to work with Sarah Beth. So that is something that she was saying. But I think also she's just kind of taking it personally. I don't know.
I'll always have Shelly.
Leave Shelly alone. Dashun, thank you so much for the super chat. I see Jefferson Tucker. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me get you on here. Yep. I love that that sticker too with the sunglasses. It's a lot of fun. It's been rainy here today, but
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Dawn MH302. Thank you so much.
I'm just grateful that we're not in the hurricane and everybody please stay safe.
Stay safe, guys, for sure. Dawn MH302, thank you so much for the super chat. Yay! All right. So that's gonna do it for today. I'm interested to see what happens with this Power Veto because that is going to determine a lot.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
I know, Bowie! So, thank you all so much for being here. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
More thoughts.
Yeah, where is the info box? People are asking that every once in a while. So,
it's underneath the video.
It will be underneath the video where it has the information about the video.
Info?
Yeah.
There's an arrow usually.
Yeah, usually there's a drop down arrow. Like if you're watching on your phone or on a tablet or something, you just got to click on.
Computer.
Oh, it's not just okay on the computer.
Expand that box.
Yeah, if you expand that, you will see what we're talking about. Oh, let me get. Oh, Josh D, thank you so much for the super chat. You rock.
JD.
Yeah. All right. Now we're going to get out of here. So thanks so much, guys. We will see you tomorrow. And just a reminder, tomorrow is the early Sunday matinee. So it should be around.
Last show.
I know. It should be around 12:45 p.m. or so. So see you then. And until next time, much love. Bye.